everyone, it's Cryptics. Sorry, it's been such a while and I'm kind of sick at the same time. But let's get into it. Today we're talking about manifestation as a framework. Now, I've been in all these categories before. Just remember, you don't have to agree with me. This is just my take. But so manifestation is the core framework that religion and witchcraft work off of. Now, when we manifest, what do? We send our intent to the universe so that we can shape our reality or 3D. Then we nest that thought deep into the subconscious, and then we live or feel as if we already have our desire, and then it happens. It just shows up. Then we also do some other things along the way, like we minimize doubts, we try not to obsess over results, and maybe we practice some meditations along the way. Now, the view on religion is definitely from a Western lens here, but that probably applies to mostly everybody here. But anyways, prayer is used to shape your reality, obviously with the help of a middleman like a god, a deity, a force, whatever. Prayers are just intents with a please and thank you attached to it, and the ritual is just clasping your hands together and closing your eyes. Prayer is actually a form of meditation. You clear your mind of distractions and you focus on one thing, which is your intent. It's exactly the same. With witchcraft, that ritual and method of sending out intent just gets more complex, with some ingredients added for symbolism to help one get in tune with whatever intent they're sending out. It doesn't matter if it's herbs, crystals, wands, hand symbols. It's all something done to send intent out to the universe to make change happen. And then a clear mind is also essential when doing witchcraft, aka that meditation. With prayer, clarity is assumed as you're in sort of a conversational mode while praying. And then in manifestation, we tend to send out our intent repetitively through affirming, journaling, scripting, whatever. The point is that intent is getting sent out to make change in the world. Now we take that intent and we put it in our subconscious that we already have our desire. Now, in manifestation, this is called the state of wish fulfilled, living the end, not being in a lack mindset, all the terms you know already. Now, with religion, it's faith that creates this state of wish fulfilled and living in the end. With faith, you know that your prayer will be answered. You know that whatever suffering or woes will cease, and that you know that you're not afraid of other factors or spiraling because you know that your deity or whatever is powerful enough to fix it and that your prayer will be answered. You get to live in the end and have the state of wish fulfillment because of that faith in whomever deity you're requesting assistance of. Now, not everyone's faith is that strong, and that's when we get into relationships with deities. When people say they have a good relationship with their god. Just like in manifestation, when you get good at it, it's the same thing, but instead we call it a skill instead of a relationship. Now, in witchcraft, once you cast a spell, you're supposed to forget about it, let it do its thing, check in later, maybe in like a week or a month, but it's hands off after you cast a spell. And this is reflected of that state of wish fulfillment. Now, this is actually part of a future video topic, but for example, like, say, when you really, really want to buy something, and it just keeps running through your mind, like, I really want this, and then eventually you get it, and then you're like, oh, I forgot I even had that, like 2 minutes later. Because sometimes the wish fulfillment and living the end isn't all just gratitude and, oh my god, I'm so grateful for this. It's absence. Lots of people give up and then they receive their desire because of this, because giving up isn't always giving up. Just like how you can like say like, oh my god, I can't think of this word for this thing, or I can't find out the solution to this problem, and then like a week later I'm like, oh my god, I remember what that is, or I know what that was. Just because you stopped it consciously doesn't mean your subconscious keeps going on further. You just unloaded the extra burden of obsession you placed on it and finally let your subconscious do its thing. But back to the witchcraft though. Forgetting the spell is just forcing that state of wish fulfillment and letting faith in one's own capabilities of witchcraft maintain that state, and then keep that assumption of the spell working in the subconscious, in that pre-built nest of faith that they have in their craft. Now, in all three of these types, the thing or event or whatever, prayer, spell gets manifested, successful, answered, whatever. Then that success builds up your faith or skill, and also your confidence and relationship with manifestation, religion, witchcraft, whatever. It's the same thing, just with different costumes. Now, obviously, each category has its own perks and disadvantages. Manifestation is very attention heavy. You're constantly affirming, you're more prone to spiraling in doubts when something in the 3D doesn't follow your plan, and failures are on you, but the mind is so complex that you probably don't know what you did wrong. And religion lets you push those failed attempts onto your deity because you can say, oh, they just didn't want to answer it. Um, but doubts are a moral failing. But your belief in that deity can help pull you away from those doubts, helping you avoid those negative thoughts more. And you don't have to put as much active thought into it as um, into sending out your intent or setting up some ritual um, with ingredients that are expensive. You just need your hands and close your eyes. And then witchcraft is filled with rituals that you may not have time for, and it's easier to fall for that trap that you need this random ass herb or some moon phase to make your spell work. And then there's that fear of a spell backfiring or the rule of three leading to bad consequences for you. Now, all three of these systems follow what we talk about in manifestation circles, just with different names and different approaches. Instead of dealing with ingredients or gods, pure manifestation cuts it down to you, your subconscious, and your ability to create change in your current reality. Now, obviously, some people may prefer the added symbolism of the ingredients in witchcraft or the safety net of a deity pulling all the strings for them, but in the end, manifestation is just stripped down version of religions and witchcraft, and then you get to decide what flavor of spirituality you vibe with best. If you want to go with religion, witchcraft, or just pure manifestation. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. As always, if you agree, disagree, you think I'm dumb as shit, or you think I have a point, don't just tell me that. Tell me why. And then, as always, ask why questions. Be inquisitive. Be curious, guys. And yeah, guys, that's basically it. Cryptics out.